Hey, Ken Angst here with Haute Properties NV, the Angst Real Estate team leader. And we are actually covering the June statistics for the Reno Sparks Association of Realtors 2021. And we have a special guest host this week, Elena Bolin with Wholesale Mortgage. How you doing? I'm
good.
So we're bringing her in for a different perspective because everyone's kind of tired of me bloviating about it. So we're going to get the lender perspective on what's going on in the market. So she's going to kind of help us cover what the numbers are and then kind of give you a perspective on what's going on in the market regarding the lending side of it. So it should be fun.
Makes
so thanks
sense.
for coming in.
Yeah, of course. I think it's great that you incorporate, different parts of the transaction, meaning different roles, because sometimes people perceive a sales role as someone that's just trying to push numbers on people. So it's great to hear both avenues and know what I'm seeing on every contract that we come.
Right, and that's the valuable part of this, in my opinion, is talk to someone that's getting offers and accepted, finding out what's being accepted and what it looks like. And then we also talked about, we'll cover second homes and all this other stuff going on that I didn't even know about. So let's kick it off. Go ahead and talk about median home price.
So right now our median home price is $530,000, and that is up 5.7%, so almost 6% since last month. So that means, people that got into a home last month, they've, if you think about it, gained a ton of equity already. So
6%, yep.
If you think about it in that way, I know a lot of people have the fear of offering over a little bit to make sure that you get into contract. So that's some assuring information there, and it's up 30%
Incredible.
Since last year.
Yeah, I mean, this is mind-boggling that it's up that much. I mean, that's not even a return we've seen in the stock market recently. So
Yeah,
up huge. So the next statistic that we're talking about are units sold, and those are the number of houses that actually have closed. We're about 633 to be exact, up 17%. So we're sold more, 17% more than last month, and up 12% year over year. So we are selling at a good clip. 600 homes per area is a pretty good number. And then tell us about active inventory.
Active inventory right now, there's 312 homes for sale.
Time out. Let that sink in for 1 second. It is so insane to me. Reno Sparks. We're talking Reno Sparks. There are only 312 homes. And we kind of racked our brains on why that might be. And I think it's a lot of people can't afford to move now. And a lot of people are staying tight because they like our area. So how much did that go up from last month?
It's actually down from last month, 8.5%.
Okay.
So that means there's 8.5% fewer homes that you get to choose from just since last month. And then since last year, it's down almost 63%, which is why it's so competitive out there right now.
Yeah, down 600. So it was almost 1,000 at this time last year, down to 300. So a lot of our buyers, and I'm guessing your clients, feel the pinch, and they have to put a lot of offers on.
Absolutely. I tell everybody it's just, a roadmap. You have to stick to it, stay the path, and eventually you'll get one, but just know that there's a lot of competition out there, and don't get your heartstrings involved until you get the keys, right?
That's right. So a question for you is, you work with a lot of agents besides me. Do you have any feel, and I'm putting you on the spot here, so how many offers does a person have to put in before they get accepted? Do you have any idea on that?
Yes, I do. I've been paying close attention to that because I like to share true statistics, and this is just what comes through our office, but we're seeing an average of 8 offers that are being put out there before someone gets one accepted.
Wow. So that's a lot of hustle in the real estate. When people say that realtors aren't earning their money, I can tell you we are.
Yes.
It's a lot of hustle and bustle, and there's definitely one of the things that we're seeing is makes the difference on a lot of our contracts is having a great lender.
Right.
Someone that's known like yourself that's closing, because we want to make sure if we get in the contract, they know that you're going to close if you're not cash.
Right. I tell everybody too, it takes a village. You have to have a strong team behind you, a great agent on your side that communicates and picks up the phone and calls the listing agents relentlessly. and we're doing the same now as lenders. We're calling to verify your strength as borrowers, and I think that's super important too. Typically lenders just send a letter out of pre-approval, but now we have to pick up the phone and back you up as buyers. And it's only fair when I say it takes a village, I mean that. You have to have that confirmation so that the other agents feel comfortable knowing that your loan is going to close.
Yep, you got to have a team that can close on your side. Otherwise, you're going to be beat out by, there's relationships between realtors. That's a big thing too. But the biggest thing is if you have a good realtor and a good team, and that definitely includes a good lender. So active inventory is tight, so I expect to stay like that. And then one of the statistics that I hate on this report the most is median home price per square foot. I just think it's so worthless. In my opinion, you can go neighborhood to neighborhood throughout the entire area, and it can jump. I've seen several of them, the 600s now, and some down into the 150. It kind of just depends on the neighborhood and what area you're in. So I don't like that number, but it is 306 if you're interested. And then jump into the next one is new listings. So new listings are interesting because it almost is exactly the number of units sold. So basically we're selling 634 homes, or 633, and we have 634 new listings. So almost all the inventory that comes on is sold within 1 month.
Right, which is something I've never seen, ever.
Yeah, so it's still really tight. So now we kind of just talked about this, but tell us a little about percent asking.
103.7% of ask received. So that means on average, people are offering over, of course, that's what that means. And then, as far as dollars go, you're adding 3.7% to the asking price. And that's just an average of what we're seeing accepted in our board. But I just wanted to note that I personally see that on 90% of our offers that come across my desk as accepted contracts, because I'm lucky, I get the ones that are in contract.
Right.
And that's what I see, and I see it every single day. And just like I said, though, to touch on that, you're gaining the equity within about 2 months on average.
Right.
Or if you think about it in a different way, if you're waiting 2 months, you're losing that much in equity in a 60-day period. So I think it's really important to just, like I said, stay the path and be bold. I've never seen anybody that isn't comfortable with being bold come out ahead. And I know sometimes it can feel painful to give a seller more than they're asking for in a home, but staying that course and being competitive is really important right now.
Right. And, I always tell our clients is if you have a long-term view, if you're thinking about selling in a year and making all this money, I wouldn't be suggesting buying a house right now. It's a long-term view.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you look at the statistics over the long term, it's a good purchase, especially if you're going to live there and you need somewhere to stay. So last one before we start talking about what's going on in the lending side of things, absorption rate, and we've kind of hit on this. Absorption rate is basically the number of homes that come on the market minus the number of sold plus the active inventory, and divide it all together, and that's how many homes that are actually on the market. And what it is within a half month, if we didn't get any new listings, we would be completely out of inventory. There'd be no homes for anybody to buy. Right. And that makes sense though, because we have 600 coming on and there's only 300 available.
Right.
So makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And just keep in mind that the thing I always like to bring up is in 2009, 10, 11, the active inventory was around 22 months, to give you an idea. So a good healthy market would be 4 to 6 months. So. All right, so we're kind of done with the market statistics. I kind of want to just do a little rapid fire with you and talk about what kind of trends you're seeing in the market.
Okay.
Specifically, let's talk about second homes. You said that there's a surge in second homes. Yeah. What do you see? How are people doing it? If anybody's out there interested in looking into that.
The biggest way that we're seeing people utilize their ability to purchase a second home is by tapping into that equity that they have on their primary residence now. Because primary residence interest rates are always the most affordable. So if you complete a cash out refi, you can pull out a good chunk of money that's plenty to put a down payment in place for a second home. With our area being a resort type of town, we've got our casinos, we've got the lake here. A lot of people are coming out this way to purchase a second home. And I think that's partially a trend that's resulted in people being able to work remote. They've got more time to spend in a second home. And certainly a part of people tapping into that large amount of equity that they have now available and seeing it as an opportunity to purchase another home. Some people are even, coming out this way, buying it as a second home and then saying, I like it, I work remote, I want to stay here. they're converting it into their primary residence, and then later down the road renting out their old primary, and that's certainly something that can be done and it's attainable.
So that's definitely a strategy that can be well thought out, especially if you're talking to your accountant on the tax consequences and finding out what it means to second home, what that means to IRS, and how many days you have to stay in it to convert it to a rental versus owner occupied.
Right.
So make sure you're talking to your accountant on all those. What about the average person? Are you seeing a lot of refis? Rates are still hovering around 3?
Yes.
Are we still seeing people take some money out, pay off debt, or where are we at with not the person that's going to do a second home, but more our clients, the bootstrap people, blue and white collar?
Yeah, I think most of our clients we've been here with for a long time in the community. We have a lot of long-standing clients, and we are reaching out to a lot of them to just check on them. A, are you okay? Do you have your job still, right? And then B, let's check into what your financial status is right now in terms of your interest rate. Because sometimes people that purchased a home 1 year ago and have mortgage insurance already have 20% equity. So we're doing a ton of, we just call rate and term refis. That just means you're not pulling any cash out, you're just ditching that mortgage insurance or looking for a better interest rate. Second one that you brought up, which is a great point, is the cash out refinance, where you can pay off all of your other outstanding debt, roll it into your mortgage. That is definitely a great utilization of debt. And I know a lot of people have the fear of, I'm starting my mortgage over again. But if you think about the way you're living right now, are you paying the car payment, you're paying the credit card payments?
High rates.
They are high rates. And additionally, if you take that money that you were paying towards those debts after the refinance and apply it to your mortgage loan, you can pay your house off in 11, 12, 13 years, which is mind-blowing. And we have great strategies to help show people that in writing so that you can understand.
Yeah, so I don't know if you were taught me this or somebody did. If you make an extra payment a year, just one, and then you can pay your home off 7 years quicker.
Right.
If you just make this one payment extra a year. Yeah. And I don't know if you divide it over, if it's let's just say it's $2,400 and you put $200 a month. But if you make the extra payment a year, you can reduce your down from a 30 to a 23.
Yeah, that's life-changing for people. You can retire 7 years early. Think about that. That gives me goosebumps, just being able to help people look at that type of change in your life. And then when you go deeper and you're making, where you were paying $600 a month for your car, now it's going to your home loan, and you can retire 10 years faster. That's important for people to know.
Yeah, and that's the difference between Elena and a lot of the other lenders is she's more looking at the big picture, not just interest rates and all that. She's looking at making sure that you're taken care of, and that's why she's one of our preferred lenders. So thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thank you.
Always, we're going to have another video. There's some other topics we're going to be covering here, so stay tuned for that. Until next time, like our videos, put any comments, and we'll look forward to seeing you soon.
Great, next time. Thanks.
Take it easy.